أهلا بكم يا شباب مرة تانية في الجزء الأخير أو المحاضرة الأخيرة اللي احنا بنتكلم فيها عن الجزء الخاص بالإيكونوميك أناليسيس والبورت الأخير من المنهج بتاعنا واللي بيتعلق بالبروديوسر بيهيفير. Producer behavior. So the producer, in order to understand how the producer operate or run the business, we start by talking about the production process. And then we measure, and today we'll start about the new part, our new part of measuring profit, which is revenue. اللي هي الإيرادات. Okay. So where does the revenue come from? Okay, as you know, revenue or the total revenues come from, possible to say, total revenue come from Q times price. Okay, so let's go for example. You know how we can understand the importance of revenue. So we have the price for products, and we have quantity, or Q, and then we're able to measure the total revenue. So the quantity, let's start from 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So what is the price here? Okay, remember we are dealing with perfect competition. منافسة كاملة. Perfect competition. So what is the imperfect competition? Perfect competition, as you remember, the price determined by the power of supply and demand. So this is the price, and this is the quantity, and this is the equilibrium price. So when the supply met the demand, and we determine the market equilibrium for this point, is okay. So if the supply and demand determines the equilibrium point and point E, so B star is the a price of this marker. So this is will not change. So if we say this price is 10, so both seller and producer will accept 10 as a price. So when you know the price of tomato, let's say now it's 10 pounds, so you go to market and you buy tomato by 10, and the seller accept 10. Because as you remember, in perfect competition, under perfect competition condition, there is no any influence for any players. Both producer and seller are accept the given price. So the price here will be 10 if you buy 1 kilos, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So regarding the amount, you accept a specific price. Okay. So what is the total revenue in this case? Total revenue here, uh, um, price times quantity. So 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Good. So how we can draw, uh, and of course, if the quantity here 0, so the total revenue would be 0. Right? So the total revenue, if we need to draw total revenue, total revenue. So total revenue will start from original point from the 0, and it will increase in a fixed way. So here increase by 10. So it's increased by 10, by 10, by 10, by 10, by 10. So the way of increasing is fixed, not a change, starting from the first point until reaching each one. So this is what the rate of a change, huh? Exactly. This is the margin revenue. So what is a margin revenue? Like any marginal term, marginal in economics, again, the last unit. So the marginal revenue here is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So what is the marginal revenue? This is the change in total revenue. So the change in each time by 10, so the marginal is 10. Okay. Any other indicator we have? Yes. What does we have here? Average revenue. On average, the revenue of this unit. So the average of this unit, total revenue over Q. So the total revenue is 10, and you produce 1. So the average revenue is 10. Total revenue is 20, and we produce 2. To 20 over 2 equal 10. 30 over 3, 10. 40 over 4, 10. 50 over 5, 10. Oh, so again, the average revenue is fixed, not changed. The margin revenue is fixed, not changed. So, and equals the price. Okay, so price and marginal and average are equal to each other. So we can draw a graph by this way. Fixed 10. So average revenue equal margin revenue equal price equal 10. So the average revenue, the total revenue by this way, and the average and margin on the price is a horizontal line. Okay. So the last questions, in order to measure the or understand the behavior of producer. So we said before that anyone have a business looking for a profit, and a profit is revenue minus cost. So we know now what is the cost is, and we know now what is the revenue is. So let's try to go to the last point in uh, this part and in our course is how to maximize profit. Or how to minimize the losses. We have two approach for that: the marginal approach and total approach. I will just use the total approach which you will use. Okay. طيب. أنا هرجع معاكم. We return back to the last lecture, and you can see here how the total cost look like is increasing by starting from the positive point and increasing by increasing rate, the decreasing rate, and then by increasing rate. Dramatic increase. Okay. So let's draw cosine. Remember, profit equal revenue minus cost. Here, this is a amount by dollar, and here is Q. Okay. Revenue. How does the total revenue look like? This is the total revenue, and this is the total cost. So total revenue is in this way. Total revenue. So it's increasing by fixed rate. Type total cost. How is the total cost look like? Total cost increase from a positive point by decreasing rate and then by increasing rate. So this is the total cost. Okay. So in this point, let's do it by, I'm sorry. Let's do it by red because this is a loss. This part and this part. What is this? This is cost. And what is this? Revenue. So the cost is more than revenue. And here's the same. Cost more than revenue. So what do you expect? Achieve loss or profit? To achieve loss here. So when a cost is more than revenue, so the producer or the seller or the business in general achieve losses. Why? Because the cost is more than revenue. But if this line is what? This is the line is revenue, and this one is cost. So when the revenue more than cost, okay, so we achieve profit. So when revenue is more than cost, so we achieve profit. طيب يبقى we start the production until we reach to Q1 or Q, yes, X يعني amount of production. So we will go start from here and until we achieve losses until we achieve a profit. We start to achieve profit equal 0. تعالى ناخد الاذر الثيرد بقى سيناريو اللي هو الجراي، اللون الجراي بقى. اوكي اهو this point and this point we have what? The revenue equal cost. يبقى when revenue equal cost. مم. يعني الريفينيو بتاعتنا is the same like الكوست. ها هنقول بقى ايه؟ this is the type when يعني البروفيت يعني possible to say profit equal zero, or we in economics we say this is normal profit. Normal profit. So what is this type of profit? No, this type of profit in economics we see this is abnormal profit. When the profit positive. So when the profit is positive, this is called abnormal profit. يبقى أنا we have three cases here. Achieving loss when the cost is higher. Achieving positive in a profit in a positive way, so revenue is higher. Achieving profit equals zero or normal profit, so this is when the revenue equal cost. Okay, so this is the three cases. So when you start the production, so you start the production until to reach to Q1. Before Q1 you achieve loss. At Q1 you cover your cost or your profit or your loss equals zero. After Q1 you achieve profit. Exactly, you achieve profit until you reach to Q2. If you produce more than Q2, so you will achieve again a loss. So the story. سوري يا شباب معلش الفصل ورجع تاني. فلو رجعنا تاني نتكلم على فكره ان انت achieving loss لغايه ما اوصل ل Q1 بعدين profit up till Q2 and then loss again. طيب. So the question now from Q1 until Q2, this is this is a gold or this is a green area, which is you achieve a positive profit after, of course, Q1 and before Q2. Which point is a better for you? When the point when I maximize my profit. So when I possible to maximize my profit here. So look for this one. So here profit equals zero. Here is negative, right? Profit negative here in this part, and now the profit becomes zero. So from here the profit starting from zero it still increase until to this point. Why this point? This is the biggest, if in the line here. So here this is the maximum profit I can achieve. After this point, profit become lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower until we reach to profit equal zero, and then profit equal negative. So if this one is Q0, Q3, let's say this is a Q3, so the profit, profit function would like this way. It profit negative until to reach to zero at Q1, and then profit increase to reach to maximum at Q3, and then decreased until it reached to Q2 become zero. After that, it become negative. So this is a So the best production point or production quantity is in Q3 when you minimize the cost as much as you possible. So if you return back to our example, this is when we produce 120 unit. So 120 unit sandwich, if you remember the sandwich, fast food sandwich, 120 sandwich, this is the optimal number of production. When you hired 3 labor, okay? So by our very simple example, we know now how we can achieve, how we can measure the production number of workers we have, how we can measure cost, how we can measure revenue, and therefore how we can measure profit when it makes maximize my يعني when the profit become maximized or loss become minimized or the cost minimized. Okay, so this is a way how we can manage our business, and we have some exercises and some example practices will be in the section, inshallah. So that's all. So we start our course by economics, analyzing the market behavior for demand and side and supply sides, and then equilibrium and elasticity. After that, we understand how the um, producer behave, manage, or they operate their business. Thank you very much, and I see you later.